Welcome back to the Everygirl podcast. I hope you're all having a great week. It's also Halloween today when this episode's going live. So I hope you're all having an amazing Halloween. We've gotten a lot of requests for more Ask the Everygirl content. So we wanted to do an entire bonus episode fully dedicated to offering some advice for the girls. But this is different than our usual Ask the Everygirl segment because these questions are not coming from you guys. These questions are coming from Reddit, the deep, dark pages of Reddit. Emma pulled questions from Reddit for us to dive into. I guess this makes this unsolicited advice.
Unsolicited Ask the Everygirl. They did not ask.
They did not ask
Absolutely.
what we're going to share.
I think that we can give you better answers than Reddit.
100%.
Everyone should know that I went to some scary places and I came back with some good questions. I tried to pick questions that I thought were relatable enough. So I tried to pick things that were fairly relevant, but still decently out there for entertainment value.
Obviously, we are not experts. We are offering advice based on our personal experiences. So we're not coming from a place of we know better. We've come from a place of we've likely been here before. We're here to help a sister out. So let's get into it. Emma, what is the first Ask the Everygirl Reddit edition question?
You're loving the Reddit edition.
I love the Reddit edition.
You're loving that. My boyfriend, 29 male, won't post me, 30 female, on social media. Is he embarrassed? My boyfriend and I have been dating for 3 years and he still hasn't posted about me. In his previous relationship, which lasted just under 4 years, he posted about her constantly. Dedicated posts expressing his love, birthday posts, viral TikTok trends, and posts admiring her beauty. I'd be lucky if he posted a story with me in the background. He claims to be a private person, but I feel this privacy only emerged when he started dating me. He was active on social media for the first year and a half, maybe 2 years of our relationship. He also insists that he does not post on social media. However, whenever he's on a trip without me, he shares numerous posts and even asks me to help him write captions or choose the best photos. Yet, when we travel together, there's no post, not even of just him. However, our trips come with claims that he was thinking of posting me. I've gone to his family and friend events, and people have asked who I was, how I knew the family, or about his ex, which is awkward. He always has to explain that he and his ex broke up around 4 years ago and that I'd been his girlfriend for 3 years. Whenever I bring this up, it turns into an argument. He stated he didn't post the first year. Then he stated that his ex would find me and harass me. Later, there was a discussion about how much he values privacy. That turned into an argument. I don't want to ask anymore, and I don't want a pity post from him. He won't give me a real reason for not posting. He just makes random excuses. I don't know what to do.
Okay, yikes.
Kind of depressing.
A bummer. I'm going to say this, sister. It does not have anything to do with him being embarrassed of you. He does not have to be in a relationship with you. If he didn't think you were attractive, if he didn't think you were interesting, if he would be embarrassed with you, he does not have to be in a relationship with you. So it's definitely not that he's embarrassed about anything that you do, unless you have like a very niche social media presence, like your, I don't know, a Star Wars fan page. That's the only
Is
option.
that
Like,
what we're tagging
that's
as embarrassing?
no offense to the Star Wars fan pages. I'm so sorry. That's the first thing that came out. Bottom line, he's not embarrassed of you. That's not the problem. There could be two different reasons in my brain that he may not be posting you. One is he has some trust issues from this previous relationship. And maybe he was like, you know what? I was so open about my relationship. I posted so much and it was embarrassing when the relationship didn't work out. Like, I don't want to post a relationship until it's like really serious, until we're engaged, until whatever phase. That could be the first option, is that he just made a rule like I'm not going to post about a new relationship because I have some trust issues from posting in the last relationship. I feel like if that's the case, he would have disclosed that to you and that would be made obvious to you. The second reason I could possibly think that he wouldn't be posting you in this context is because he's doing some snaky shit behind your
Yeah.
back. And that feels like the obvious thing glaring in our faces here, especially since he's not giving you an honest answer. He's not being upfront with you. He's not posting trips when he's with you. Like, it's not even about posting you, it's about posting even instances when he's with you.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's leaving his options open. He wants to appear on social media like he's a completely single person. Dare I say he might be having other situationships? I don't know. There might be other people. Either way, it sounds like he's hiding you for the sake of being sneaky behind your back.
I agree. I think in a lot of situations, not posting someone on social media is actually like a huge green flag. Not wanting to be posted, not wanting to post your significant other until a certain point, like that shows, frankly, just like high media literacy. Like the internet is weird. And I just feel like that's smart,
Yeah.
and can be a huge green flag. But in this case, since you've expressed that it's important to you and he hasn't changed it, and there's all of that stuff about like his family didn't know who you were, that to me is indicative of, like you said, some shady shit.
I mean, the family not knowing you is one thing.
Yeah.
Problematic. What she needs to decide is he's strong in his stance. Like, I feel like she was asking, what do I do in terms of like, how do I get him to post? That's not going to happen. He's not going to change. He's strong in his stance. He doesn't want to post you or his relationship on social media. At this
Mhm.
point, you've already shared that it bothers you. He doesn't change it. What you need to do is not change him, but decide whether or not it's a deal breaker for you. If it comes down to really genuinely wanting to post about relationships on social media, and like maybe this guy gives her so much affirmation, loves her so much, and she feels secure in it, and she's going to be like, no, 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 guys, you read it wrong. He's not doing some snaky shit. Then maybe it's a matter of like, some people just like decide that they have different boundaries on social media and like focus on the ways that he cares about you. But it sounds like the insecurity around him not posting is like a very small part of not feeling completely trusting in your relationship or lacking trust,
Yeah.
because if the family members don't even know who you are, that's got to not feel good. To me, that's a
Yeah.
bigger deal breaker, red flag than not posting on social media. It's okay to want someone to love you out loud. It doesn't have to mean posting on social media, but that means maybe he raves about you to his friends and family, and all of his friends and family know how important you are to him. Like, it's okay to want someone to love you out loud and be proud to share you. If it's not fulfilling for you in the way that he's treating you and the way that he's sharing you with his world, you need to decide if that's a deal breaker for you or something you let go of. We're going to be completely honest here, and odds are this Reddit girl is not going to hear this. Hopefully she
Yep.
will. Maybe she needs to hear this.
Maybe this will reach her.
Come
Are you
find us.
listening?
We have tough love for you. It sounds like he's doing some snaky shit.
Yeah, it's a hard one, especially like a 3-year relationship really
Is that
taught.
what it was? Is a 3-year relationship? Did she
Yes.
say that? And his friends and family don't know about her?
That could have been at any point when they were dating.
Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, that's rough. At what point for you, if you were seeing someone and they were like, "I don't wanna post you," what would make it be what you were saying at the beginning of, like, it's a good, healthy thing that they don't wanna post? What is the line to, like, it's a good, healthy thing to they might be
Well,
doing some snaky shit?
me personally, I decided when I started this job that I was not gonna post people I'm dating on social media. When the internet is your work, that's a part of my life that I want to keep my life.
Do you have, like, boundaries with your work life and personal life on
Yeah.
social media? So would you, like, hard launch if you're, like, getting married? You'd be like, "Oops, it's my
Yeah.
wedding day."
Yes, I would post if I was engaged.
It's a really weird semi-ethical
Yeah.
decision about, like, sharing your love life on social media. Like, I understand feeling burned in the past. Like, I would understand someone being like, "Oh my god, last relationship, I posted them constantly. I was like all over the place with them." And it's embarrassing because it's kind of the what's the thing with Amanda Montell that we talked about, the sunk cost fallacy? It's not only just about like, oh, I've been in this relationship and I've spent this many years with someone or this many months with someone, and it feels like wasted energy or I was wrong. Like other people are going to be like, oh, there she goes again, thinking that the next person is her dream guy, whatever. Like, it's not only just that, it's like on social media too. It's like how your social media followers are now judging you. Like we feel like we failed when in reality,
Yeah.
that's obviously not how it works. Like it's very normal to be really excited about someone and really like someone and it just doesn't work out. So I understand people being like, I want to keep my privacy until I know exactly where this relationship's going. Or like to keep your privacy in general. I don't know what if I was single again, I don't know if I'd be like, hard launch, I'm dating someone. I don't know.
I think depends on, dare I say, the social media habits of your ex.
Yeah, that's real.
Like, if you go through a breakup and that ex is chronically online and you know they're gonna see stuff, you probably will post with the next person.
So true. So
Versus if
true.
your ex hypothetically does not have social media at all, then why would you post the next person?
What's the point? You're not getting any revenge.
Date people who don't have social media so you can keep your options open in the future for whether or
Yeah.
not you're gonna post.
Just in case.
Just in case. Should we move on to the next question?
Yeah. Let's get into question number 2.
Am I the asshole if I uninvited her from Friendsgiving? My friend group from elementary school and travel soccer has stayed very close throughout our lives. We're lucky to have a group of us who go on vacations together, attend concerts, do holidays, and things like that. Last night, I went to one of the girls in my friend group's wedding with the rest of our posse. It was an all-day event, 1 PM to 1 to 2 AM. It was a beautiful day, and we were so excited. She's gotten everything she wanted, but we felt a little snubbed. She barely talked to us the entire night and didn't really acknowledge us at all. If you're asking why we were such close friends and not in the wedding, we were surprised too. Her bridesmaids were entirely people from his family because he didn't want anyone in the ceremony that wasn't Catholic. It's not like we were expecting her to spend the night with us, but we wanted to be at least acknowledged or to celebrate with her in some way. We all left feeling like we were just invited to fill seats in a room. For example, she would smile in passing or say hi / accept a hug, but she wouldn't engage in anything with us like a dance or conversation. Now it's my year to host Friendsgiving, and we're doing it all at my family's cottage in Maine. A few friends from our group got together for brunch this morning and brought up how they don't want to invite her this year because of the way they were treated last night. One friend has even created a new group chat already without her. I know weddings are stressful, and she very well could have been tailoring her time to people she thought would need that extra attention, but I also can see that what my friends mean by not feeling like an actual friend to her. The vibe was off and it was weird with her for some reason. I'm torn between making her upset and making my friend group upset. Would I be the asshole if I didn't invite her to Friendsgiving?
Sounds like her friends are the assholes.
I think that she should still invite her to Friendsgiving.
Yes. I'm confused. I feel like we're missing information. Like you're going to cut off your lifelong friend because
Yeah.
of one event that was her wedding day.
Yeah.
I feel like we're missing information because this doesn't feel right.
I think that this post, given the fact that she's like last night, was made. This is like a rage post for sure.
Yeah,
Right?
especially what did she say? The thing where she said it was 1 PM to 1 AM. She's rage posting. She's sharing
Yeah.
details that are relevant only for the rage.
It seems like if you saw your friend after her wedding, one-on-one perhaps, or just your friend group, it would probably be totally normal.
And also, this is your lifelong friend. This isn't like your coworker that you've known for 2 months. You have no idea why she acted that way on her wedding day. Like, there could be so many different reasons that she was kind of like standoffish and didn't want to talk to you. Maybe she was overwhelmed with the pressure and she was being weird to everybody because it was so overwhelming. That happens to people. Maybe she felt insecure in front of her husband's family. Sounds like they're clearly crazy if they're like pushing her to have bridesmaids that are a certain religion. Okay, that's weird. Sounds like controlling behavior. Maybe she felt uncomfortable talking to you guys because her husband's family is weird, whatever. Like, who knows? There could be so many
Yeah.
reasons why she was acting that way. If she was one of your best friends, the least of her worries should be appeasing you on her wedding day and making you feel comfortable. This happened to me at birthday parties. I sometimes don't talk to my very best friend in the world because I'm like, I don't have to go through the niceties and like make her feel comfortable. For her best friend, she'd be like, you guys are good. This is a stressful day. I'm making my rounds to other people. Like, did anyone ask her why or try to talk to her? Like, I would be so pissed if I found out that my best friends from childhood, because of one day, period, but especially my wedding, were like, no, she shouldn't come to Friendsgiving anymore. She's out of the
Yeah.
friend group. I'd be like, fuck you guys. Also, like,
Yeah.
anybody could treat me however they want on their wedding day. Someone could slap me on their wedding day. And I'd be like, you know what? It was your wedding day. You're good. As long as you're not an asshole outside of your wedding day, we're fine.
Whatever the bride wants.
Whatever the bride wants. And it's
Yeah.
not about like, oh, she's the bride, so we must appease her. It's more of like, You go crazy on your wedding day. It's so much pressure. Do not tar and feather her because of how she acts on her wedding day. I hurt for the bride. I hurt for her. Her
Yeah.
best friends from childhood are like, screw her. She's out of Friendsgiving. And Friendsgiving of all things, Friendsgiving is meant to bring people together. Okay.
I know. The more the merrier at Friendsgiving. The fact that she was like, yeah, she would say hi to us and she would like give us a hug, but she wouldn't like dance or have a conversation. It's like, of course not. She has
Yeah.
hundreds of other people to talk to.
Yeah, girlfriend. Like, what do you think? What do you think she's going to do? Be like, sorry, husband's family, coworkers, husband's coworkers. I have to go talk to my best friends I talk to all the time. That's not how it works. Like, you have to make the rounds. She's probably stressed out. So maybe she wasn't her like normal, excited self with you. That's just
Yeah.
the way the cookie crumbles. Okay. That's just how wedding works. I'm heated. Honestly, I feel for this bride. I feel
Yeah.
bummed for her. Also, it's fine if you're like, whoa, it was weird how she acted to us. I just want to make sure we're
Yeah.
good. Friendsgiving is the perfect opportunity over some turkey and pumpkin pie to be like, were you good? Was everything okay? Are we good? She's probably gonna be like, yeah, sorry, I was super stressed. And like, I felt like I had to go say hi to everybody else. Problem solved. You don't X her out of the lifelong friend group. You guys did travel soccer together. You've been through so much, okay? You've been through so much.
It has become too easy for us to cut people off in our lives. Sometimes it really needs to happen, but sometimes we're just feeding into this idea that like our lives would be better with less people in them, which is just literally not true.
People grow apart all the time. It's totally fine. Like, you don't have to stay best friends with someone just because they were friends of yours in childhood and you were on the same travel soccer team. It's okay if you grow apart, but it sounds like it wasn't a matter of growing apart. It sounds like she didn't act the way that you wanted her to at her own wedding. And it was a
Yeah.
one night thing and you're ready to cut her out cold. Like, I would look at your friends because that would scare the shit out of me to be like,
Yeah.
oh, if I don't act the way that my friends want me to, they're that quick to cut me out. That scares me.
That's
That
bad.
scares me. I totally agree with you. I think that we are too quick to cut out friendships. Like Lori Harder said in our conversation with her, you have to be willing to have really tough conversations. Like, tough conversations have to be a normal part of having a healthy relationship. So that might mean like, I really wanted to celebrate with you and I felt hurt that, I felt like I didn't really get to see you on that day. Just want to make sure like you're okay and we're okay and everything's fine. That is a fine conversation to pose to her if you feel like you need to get that off your chest. But to just cut her out, to not invite her to Friendsgiving, no. The friends are the assholes, and that would scare me to be friends with people like that.
Agreed. I second that.
Question number 3. These are so
Question number
juicy.
3. This is also an I am the asshole. Or am I the asshole? I am the asshole. I am the
I am the asshole.
Am I the asshole?
That would be the way that I ask the question, would be like, I already know I'm the asshole. I know. I get it. Okay. I'm the
Yeah.
asshole.
Disclaimer, I'm the asshole.
Disclaimer, I already know.
Would I be the asshole if I told my friend that she needs to stop talking about my boyfriend? I, 22 female, have a high school friend, also 22 female, that gives me weird vibes as of the last few months regarding my boyfriend, who's 27. I'm not super close with this friend, but she's still in a close friend circle. We text each other once in a week or so, just the usual niceties, not deep conversations. However, I started to notice that whenever she reaches out, she almost immediately revolves the conversation to the topic of my boyfriend. My boyfriend and my friend have met each other twice and have maybe exchanged 20 sentences with each other. When she calls me, she always asks whether he is home and wants to greet him personally. Whenever we meet up, she recalls something small he said to her, like commenting on a funny remark my boyfriend gave her, or something about that her nails and dress match, and brings it up in conversation while giggling and reminiscing on it as if it was the most romantic thing said to her. Since she found out she might be near a military base where my boyfriend is sometimes stationed, she called and texted me on 2 separate occasions to inquire if he would be there so she can come and greet him. Last week, we went to an engagement party of another friend together and started a conversation regarding his military service, which ended with her exclaiming that she just has to meet up with my boyfriend. They have so many things to catch up on. I'm a little torn with how to approach this. On the one hand, my friend makes me feel as if something is going on between her and my boyfriend, that she's super interested in him, and just gives me an overall shitty feeling about this. My friend makes me feel like I'm a third wheel here, and there's some long ongoing relationship between her and my boyfriend that I should obviously be aware of. My boyfriend knows all about this, is not attracted to her at all, and thinks the behavior is super weird. On the other hand, I'm afraid that a conversation with my friend about my feelings, with me telling her to tone down her excited behavior, will offend her, put her in an awkward position, and make me seem like a jealous person.
I really thought at first when you were first reading it, I was like, oh, this is going to be like your jealousy is changing the way that you're viewing the situation. Like it seems like
Yeah,
she's just being nice and she's making an effort to make him feel welcome if he's out of the friend group. But I mean, things got weird. Going to greet him in person when you're not there, like that's things are getting weird. Trying to form any kind of relationship with him separate from you is weird. Like if she's clearly trying to like cut
agree.
you out and see him when you're not there, that's definitely a red flag.
I think
Yeah, what
I
do you
think
think?
confrontation is due.
You think she should say something to her, to the friend?
Yes, because she said she had talked to her boyfriend about it.
Mhm.
I think she should say something to the friend.
What should she say?
Something along the lines of, "Hey, I feel like we don't have a lot of time in our relationship when we're not talking about my boyfriend. And I want to like really make sure I'm getting to know the things that are going on in your life and that we're having conversations that don't have to do with him. So can we grab coffee and just make sure we don't talk about it the whole time?"
That's a good idea. Yeah,
And
even
then,
making it like a fun like I like love to put down my boyfriend around people.
oh,
So that I'm kidding, but I'm not, but I'm kidding. But being like, "Oh my god, he's like not that interesting. Like I'd much rather talk about you or blah blah blah." Yeah.
yeah, framing it in the way of like our friendship needs to be about something else is
Mhm.
kind of the nicer way to do it. If she can't do that, then obviously she's like obsessed with him. You may need to take further action. But like
Meaning
if
like cutting off the friendship would be the further action.
or lowering the interactions, sidelining, ghosting.
Reducing the weekly text exchange, things like that.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. If you say that to her and basically set a boundary of being like, "I feel like we don't talk about anything besides my boyfriend," then maybe she'll just be more conscious.
She should get the hint. Yeah. I kind of feel, I mean, I'd agree with that. I feel like that's really good advice. Say something, hope that she'll get the hint the first time around. I feel like since they're not like great friends, I don't know. I kind of don't feel like she needs to say or do anything. Like, if you're triggered by something, you don't always have to fix the problem. You can change your response to it so that it no longer is a
True.
problem for you. You don't have to remove the trigger. Sometimes you can just not let it trigger you. So, if
Mhm.
she's into your boyfriend, like, who cares? If you trust your boyfriend and you and your boyfriend are good, who cares that she's into him? I'm sure your boyfriend is so sweet and funny and hot and all the things that you love about him. So, like, of course, why wouldn't other people be into him too? He's a grown man who does not need protection in order to like stop him from cheating on you. And
True.
if you do trust him, she's just going to make a fool of herself. Like, she's just going to keep kind of like disappointing herself if she's trying to go after a guy who's in a relationship. In my opinion, that's not your problem. Unless you don't trust your boyfriend, but then that's a problem between you and your boyfriend, not the friend. My opinion is kind of like let her do her thing. Like, what's it to me? I don't care. I don't care if someone else is into my boyfriend. You do whatever you want. I know my boyfriend is not interested. I know that he will not respond inappropriately. I know that he has my back. I personally wouldn't feel the need to do anything.
That's a good point. I feel like it probably just depends on like the degree to which it's irritating her.
I think what makes the difference is like if you actually are good friends where you're together a lot and there is so much to her that you love, then I would totally do what you said of like, I want to keep our relationship. Like I love spending time with this person and I value our conversations. If conversation about your boyfriend or her interest in your boyfriend, whatever it is taking over your friendship and you want to keep your friendship, then totally. But if it's someone who is kind of like a, she's just like a side friend who's just, you just
Yeah.
have like surface level politeness with, I'd be like, of course you're into my boyfriend. He's hot and amazing and perfect. Like, of course you are. Not my problem.
Let them theory.
I think that it's worth looking into what is the reason that this is so triggering for you because totally, if it's like, I love this friend and I want to get to know her better, but all we can talk about is the boyfriend, then that's where you can be like, hey, I want to talk about these other things with you and have a different relationship. But if it's triggering because it just feels weird that someone else is clearly interested in your boyfriend, then I would look into is it insecurity? Is it jealousy? Something that like actually needs changing in you that you can actually change. I've been there where like someone else being interested in my boyfriend in the past would have been like, oh my God, this bitch, I have to do something. And now I'm like, of course you like my boyfriend. He is so amazing. I get it.
Mhm.
And I don't feel the need to do anything. And I think the difference for me is just having that trust element. Like, I just don't care if someone else likes my boyfriend. It doesn't change me. It doesn't impact my life. Doesn't impact his.
Agreed. Question number 4. People treat me differently now that I've lost weight. How do I not be bitter? About 3 years ago, I was a little over 300 pounds. My dad weighed about the same and had a heart attack that nearly killed him and scared me shitless about my health. In the span of 3 years, I've lost about 120 pounds and my health has improved drastically. One thing I didn't account for was how I would be treated socially. When I was at my heaviest, people barely looked my way. Now that I'm 180 pounds and toned, things have completely changed. People smile at me, are kinder to me. People actually approach me now. That shit never happened when I was heavier. So now I can't stop thinking, why are you worth my time? Would you have treated me like shit if I was heavier? I'm not lonely because I still text my friends from high school 24/7, but I don't connect with new people much anymore. How do I know they would like me for me and wouldn't have treated me like shit if I was 120 pounds heavier? I can't shake the feeling that people are shallow and wouldn't have liked me 3 years ago.
First of all, you be bitter.
I'll be bitter.
Be bitter. It's fucked up, the fat phobia that goes on in our society, and that people wouldn't be as kind to you or pay attention to you because of your weight. Like, that is fucked up. So go ahead, feel bitter, feel angry, feel it so much that you don't let anyone else feel not paid attention to or less deserving. And not just about weight, but for any of the thousands of reasons people are discriminated against. Our struggles are our purpose, you know what I mean? Feel bitter and let the bitterness turn into action and the way that you view your life and the way that you treat other people and the way that you educate other people too. For anyone who clearly did treat you differently at different weights, they're dead to you for sure. Like, they've
Yeah.
shown their true colors. When it comes to that trust issue of not wanting to meet new people because you're assuming that people are shallow
Like,
or because you don't know how people will be,
it's
I
like
would
bad
say
faith.
it's bad
Like,
faith.
yeah, holding other people in bad faith. This person is going off the assumption that everyone they meet would have treated them worse.
I mean, that's just like a really hard question in life. Like, when anyone meets someone new, whenever they meet a new friend, whenever they go on a date, you have no idea if that person would like them in theoretical alternate realities. You have no idea if you were conventionally less attractive, if you had a different job, if you had a different financial position. We have no idea if we were in an alternate reality, if those people would have responded the same to us. It's a weird truth of human nature. What matters is they like who you are now. And then the more that you get to know them, the more you start to identify what it is exactly that they like about you. Like, if you meet a new friend and they think you're funny and they laugh at every joke, or you went on a date with someone and they were really impressed by your career or your knowledge about something, you will learn that there is so much more to you than the way that you look, and that people will like you for a lot of different reasons. The way someone looks is honestly boring. There may be initial attraction or initial judgment, obviously, and that's definitely a problem, but no one wants to spend any real time with anyone because of the way they look.
Especially on the level of like friendships. You're an
100%.
adult and you're making friends with people based on how they look. Like, girl,
Girl,
honey.
we need to talk. There is internalized bias for sure. I hear when this person's saying, people wouldn't look at me before. I like hear you. Like, I think that that's a really difficult thing to deal with, is even on a friendship level, people have internalized bias of, I wouldn't be friends with someone this weight, or I wouldn't be friends with this type of person, even if it's subconscious and it's internalized. But 100% theoretically, most adults in our modern world are not consciously thinking the way that you look determines whether or not I want to be your friend.
Biases exist,
Mhm.
obviously. It sucks. But I think you can't go through life assuming that everyone has a certain specific type of bias.
Yeah, I think you gotta really be open. Like, I think focus first on, do I like them? Like, if you meet someone new, do I like them? Is this someone that I could see myself connecting further with? Don't even let yourself go to, what do they think of me or what would they think of me if I was 300 pounds again? Allow yourself just to think of, is this someone that is worth starting to see if you could have a connection with? Then you can ask yourself, well, what is it that they like about me? And you will know. It will be obvious to you. They will love your humor. They will love your stories. They will love your personality. They will love so many things about you. Once you get to know someone, you will know what those things are. Even like casual friendships, I know what they enjoy about me, right? Like I know why they're spending time with me. It has nothing to do with the way I look. Even my most casual friendships are because we enjoy each other's company. So focus first on if you want to connect with them, if they're worth your time, and if they are, and you get to know them a little bit more, then you can understand that there's so much more to you that they love that has nothing to do with your appearance.
Period.
Period. I also don't think that it's something that you have to hope won't matter at all to people. And I mean that in the way of like, of course, you don't want to be around people that would have been less kind or treated you differently if you were a different weight. But you do want to be around people who like love you for everything you've gone through to be the person that you are. It's an admirable thing that you took control of your health and that you use like a really scary time of what your parent went through to inspire you to make changes to make your life better. That is so lovable. That is something worth loving. So, yes, maybe it's not focusing on like the weight loss specifically, but you have gone through so much that deserves to be admired and deserves to be loved. I don't think you need to like erase this from your history in order to connect with people moving forward. I think you find people that admire and love that about you, that not that you lost weight, but that you went through a hard time and changed your life to better serve you.
I love that. What a great note.
Wow, this was really juicy and fun.
This was fun. These are kind of like, they're a little out there.
They're out there and they're like messy, which I love.
They're my
Feel free to write us a Reddit question for yourself. Like, I please do I'm 31 female. My friend, 55 male. I don't know. I don't know why they came to mind for me. Send in some good stories. We'd love to hear
Yeah.
it. We will go back to our regular Ask the Everygirls from you guys because we're mainly here to serve the girls.
Thank you.
This was more for like entertainment. And if
Yes,
hopefully
this is just a
any of these
silly
problems resonate with you,
Halloween episode. Scary because I had to go on Reddit.
not all heroes wear capes. Sometimes they're Emma behind a computer
Going
screen.
on
Going on Reddit. If you guys liked this format and want more Ask the Evergirl, whether it's Reddit questions from you guys and you want more of it as bonus episodes, let us know because we're playing around with different formats. We've heard such great feedback from you guys that you guys are loving the Ask the Evergirl. So we just want to give you more and more and more of whatever you want. So let us know, leave us a review and tell us what you're loving, what you want. Hope you have a wonderful Halloween and
Halloween.
I'm trying to think of a fun way to end. I didn't prep for this. See you next Tuesday. Love you. Bye.